Hey, welcome back everyone. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how can we implement private routes in our Nextjs project using the Supabase cookies that Supabase is sending us. So right here, I've opened the middleware tab from the Nextjs doc, and I've already guys told you in the first video what middleware is and what it does. So I'm not gonna waste much time here and gonna come to the important part where we are going to implement private routes. So to implement the private routes, you guys first need to know what is a matcher, and a matcher is something that I show you. We add here, like suppose if I'm adding the match, if I'm adding this path here, it means the middleware will run on this particular page only. So if I add any kind of authentication, then whenever I will be on this page, the middleware will run. So let's take a look at the definition. It says matcher allow you to filter middleware to run on a specific path. Suppose they are adding this about slash and then this colon and then path. It says that every time we go to about and then any page inside the about, it will run on that particular path. So it is very important to know that what matcher is before you start implementing private routes. So as I've told you, matcher allows you to filter a middleware to run on a specific path. So let's see what and how middleware actually works. So here I have created I wrote a few lines of code. It was written in the first video. You guys can check it out if you don't know what it is. So here we are getting the path name. So if you guys, if I just console log it, what path name is actually, just give me a second. Console log, and let me see what path name is. We are going to get okay, so I have written path name here, and when I go to my terminal, which is this, and if I go to any page, and if that path name is included in this middleware, so if we go to this page and we refresh, then we are going to see the path name here. It shows us on which page we are. So what it is going to do, it is going to check on which page we are and then implement authentication according to it. So guys, when I was not recording, I wrote a few lines of code and added this about us page, and it is nothing but just I wrote what it is, and this is a protected route here, and I can demonstrate you by going about us. So it is this just simple very page. It is going to be our protected route. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my login page, and we are on the login page, and inside the middleware, if we go to our middleware, where it is right here. If we go to our middleware and we console log our data, if we console log data, then let's see what we are going to get. So in we can ignore all this error, and if we refresh the page, we are getting nothing. Okay, so why we are getting nothing? Because this login page is not inside our middleware matcher. So if we now again refresh the page, okay, so okay, just give me a minute. It crashed because of some reason. Okay, so if we again refresh our page, you guys can see that for now the session is null and the path name is slash login because we added this in our matcher. So I hope you guys are getting what matcher actually does is takes it takes middleware on the particular page where on the route what you have added in the matcher. So the since we are getting nothing in the data, we can't do any kind of authentication. So let's do one thing. We are going to get a code from them only to demonstrate you guys something. So if I take this part of the code and I'm gonna just paste it right just below, and if we change this and this, so we don't have dashboard, but we have this, and we don't have dashboard slash user, but we have login. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it is actually doing. So if we go to our localhost 3000 and see, we are on the slash, we are not even on the login page, we are on the slash, we are on the home page. But every time I write slash here, what it does, it takes me to this login page. So how is it working? It is actually saying we are going to check if path name starts with slash. We are going to rewrite the URL and change it to the slash login. So this is very important to know how routing actually works in Nextjs when we are using middleware with it. When we are actually using authentication, if we want the user to get redirected to any particular page, suppose if you want user like a user visits your page and you don't want to come to the home page instantly, you want to come to the login page first. So how this is how you can achieve it. So it is very simple, very easy to do that. But this is not we are going to do right now. It was just to show you guys how it is actually working. So what we are going to do is we are going to log in. So we are going to log in and I'm going to use my account for that and it will take me to the home page. So let's see what we are going inside, what we are getting inside the data. So as you can see, this is the data that I have console log, and this is the data that we are getting. We are getting expires at and access token, token type, and my ID, my authentication, and my email, phone number, metadata from which provider we logged in, and and my full name, everything we are getting that we are supposed to get from Google. So we are getting everything from it. So we can say that we are authenticated, right? We can say that we are now logged in. But what if I visit a protected route? Like suppose this was supposed to be a protected route, but it's still visible. This is because we haven't applied any kind of authentication on this page yet. So here we have our about us page. What we are going to do, we are going to implement authentication on this page. And if you guys can see inside the um, so if you guys can see, okay, so okay, I hope you guys understand why we are not getting slash about us because we should, because we are on the about us page is the reason because we haven't added this route in our middleware. So it's gonna crash again because I wrote it wrongly. Okay, so now if we refresh the page, we are going to get flashed about us in our path name. So I hope you guys understood what middleware is actually doing now. So this is how we can implement protected route. Now I'm going to show you how can we implement it. So what I'm going to do is we have the path name. So I'm going to write if path name is equal to slash about us slash about us and we don't have what we don't have data. Let's see what we are getting inside the data. Inside the data we are getting session. So if we don't have data dot session, what we are going to do is we're going to write return next response dot redirect new URL, and inside the new URL we are going to write slash and with this request dot URL. So what it is doing right now is it is checking if if the path name is equal to like this and we don't have session. So if the user is not authenticated and if the user is not logged in, it should redirect to this page. So let's see what we are getting. So I'm gonna go to map and so if we refresh the page, it will like show because it should because we are authenticated and we have this cookie here. So what if I delete this cookie? What if I delete and I again refresh it? It is taking me to the home page. Why? Because we are not authenticated and we are not allowed to see the page. So if I write this and we go here and see, we are not allowed to go here. We can do one thing. If the user is not authenticated, we can redirect him to the login page. And if path name is equal to slash or path name is equal to slash login and we have data dot session. We will redirect the user to the return next response dot redirect new URL, and inside the new URL we are gonna write to slash about us and now we're gonna write the request dot URL. So let's see what it is. What why is it giving me? Okay. So I forgot to close the parentheses. So what I wrote this if the path name is this and or the path name is slash login and we have the data. If the user is authenticated and logged in, we always should be redirected to this page. So let's go and check it out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign in. I'm gonna use my account and continue. So see, I got redirected to this page. Now I'm gonna check if we can go to any page that I mentioned, right? And we go to login page. We are not allowed to go to any page because we have implemented our routing here. So guys, this is how you can implement protected routes in Nextjs using the data, using the cookies that Supabase is setting for us. It is pretty easy, pretty quick to use. So this is gonna be it for this video, guys. And next video is going to be a surprise because we are going to actually use the Supabase. So keep on with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.